accused CEO killer Luigi Mangione. This time yesterday, Mangione was in court in Pennsylvania waiving extradition.
That's traditionally what we see with a suspect being walked in by authorities. This was something that was a wild thing to take in, as you saw so many officers escorting Mangione as he was whisked out of that NYPD helicopter in Lower Manhattan, all to sit in front of a judge in answer to new federal charges.
So what comes next for Mangione? Eyewitness News reporter Reagan Medji outside NDC Brooklyn, where he's being held this morning. Reagan?
Yeah, we are outside of the Metropolitan Detention Center in Sunset Park, Brooklyn, and that is behind me where Luigi Mangione will be for the next coming days, weeks, and maybe even months. So it was, as Mike has said, it was a whirlwind yesterday for him. It was stunning to see how many law enforcement officers were surrounding him. So here's the thing. He took 2 flights from Pennsylvania yesterday to get back here to New York City. Now, this is a high-profile case, and there are concerns over threats and even supporters getting in the way. Accused killer Luigi Mangione starting Thursday in Pennsylvania, where police loaded him into a van bound for the airport. A flight to MacArthur Airport on Long Island, and then a helicopter delivering him to the Wall Street heliport. Shackled and surrounded by an entourage of officers, Mayor Eric Adams was there.
This act of terrorism and the violence that stems from it is something that would not be tolerated in the city.
Mangione appeared in Manhattan federal court, where prosecutors charged him with stalking and murdering United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. If convicted as charged, Mangione would be eligible for the death penalty.
We're going to respectfully decline to make any comment at this time. Mr. Mangione appreciates everyone's support.
Outside the courthouses in New York and Pennsylvania, small groups of people carried signs of support for the suspect. Mayor Adams calling them out.
Don't use a gun. And anyone that celebrates that, it is foul and it is sending the wrong message. And you're celebrating using violence to solve an issue.
Prosecutors say what Mangione allegedly did was an act of terrorism.
It was targeted, premeditated, and meant to sow terror.
Prosecutors said Mangione's handwritten notes, quote, expressed hostility towards the health insurance industry and wealthy executives in particular. In one passage, Mangione allegedly wrote, quote, the details are finally coming together. The target is insurance because it checks every box. Prosecutors said the notebook describes an intent to whack the CEO of one of the insurance companies at its investor conference. The criminal complaint includes images of the suspect traveling to and from the scene of the crime. One walking while wearing a gray backpack, another riding a bike toward the Hilton Hotel. Now, yesterday, Mangione was facing federal charges. He still has to face those state charges. His next court date will be in January. In Sunset Park, Brooklyn, Reagan Medji, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Reagan, thank you. Our other top stories are following this morning. A judge has